The Grickle grassland fires continue on through the late summer months, scorching millions of acres. The Lorax is seen in new footage training paramilitary forces released this week in response to increased threats of eco-terrorism. The Onceler, CEO and owner of Thneed Corporation, has assured the company's stakeholders increased security as operations expand into the Truffler Forest. Thneed stock has dropped 2% as a result of the rising tensions.
Please, shoot. And fire.
So I found out my local range was hyping up a Halloween match. It was a shotgun and PPC match. So the first thing I did is I materialized a Lorax costume, which wasn't really terrifying, but it was at least worthy of like a single isolated nightmare or two. Then the second thing I needed to procure was some sort of weapon for this match, for I didn't really have anything that was suited, aka I don't own a pistol caliber carbine. Lena Dad AK fortunately had a handy HiPoint Carbine that he was able to lend to me. It is a pro model. It is the top of the line, featuring a HiPoint branded folding foregrip, a spring buffer pad, 2 auxiliary magazine holders, and covered in this beautiful mossy oak pattern. And of course, this rifle is in 45 ACP. I found out after the match that this red dot was like a $20 Amazon special. It sat on a BB gun for 10 years before he just pulled it off and decided to put it on this thing. The sight picture was so terrible, it was like an upper 3/4 co-witness, so almost the entire glass was obscured by the rear sight. It worked as a very impromptu collimator sight, which worked reasonably well. It was faster than irons, but was slower than a properly offset red dot. The only issue it had from his setup is that he only had 3 8-round magazines. What I was able to do is I looked online and I bought the first drum magazine I could find for this. For reference, is that drum magazine, HiPoint, and Pro Mag are 3 terms I don't usually associate with reliability. However, it turned out to actually be fairly reliable once you could get it seated. I really didn't have time to go out to the range and actually test this, or even test the red dot. Now with all those pieces, I was able to head to the range and participate in the match.
What's your line? What's your catchphrase?
The trees will not be harmed if the Lorax is armed. I wish I could slide it home, but not yet.
Not yet?
Now's not the time. Stage 1, we had 2 sets of plate racks, and 2 statics and 2 poppers. Yeah.
Oh, my Lanta?
There we go.
Nice.
Let me take a hold it.
Who's ready? Stand by.
Am I doing this in the wrong order?
No.
I ended up getting this failure, which feels like a dead trigger, so I wasn't certain if I picked up a round or not, so I racked it again, but a round came out. So at the time, I didn't know what that was caused by. I did not know at the time that each static required 3 hits from PCC and not 1.
3 hits on the static.
There's a couple moments here where I'm going back and forth with the RO, or I basically just incrementally start hitting the static steels with hopefully the right amount of hits. I don't think scores are important this match, like at all. Just prefacing that.
No. Static steel PCC, 3 hits. Falling steel must fall. God.
Stage 2 starts with a pair of plate racks and a bunch of poppers, and then eventually goes to 2 stars and a double star. Now everything up to the stars you had to engage exclusively in left to right order, so target had to then go down sequentially.
Okay.
Hold up here, let me try that.
It's not centerfire rifle,
Does it even
it's
feed?
centerfire PCC.
Because
I don't think it did.
steel challenge. They don't have steel.
Right. That makes sense.
So they're all pistol steel.
There we go.
There you are.
Ones that are legally steel challenge.
All right, understand course of fire.
So it's left from right exclusively?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Here I get another weird failure. However, at that time I've determined the cause to be that I am not releasing the trigger enough. The HiPoint Carbine has a poorly defined reset. You do not feel it. You cannot hear it. You just have to know that you released your finger all the way before you attempt pulling the trigger again, which is a bit annoying. Now this steel will not go down, and I try nailing it, and I think I get it like 4 times before they're just like, yeah, just move on. And then it just becomes reload simulator for these stars. I get a failure to feed on one of the magazines. Oh boy. But I end up going through all of the magazines. So I go through the 40 rounder, 2 8-rounders, and then I retrieve my mouthed 8-rounder just to make the last shot on the star.
One more. Nice.
Alright, you finish unloading, show clear. 9102.
91.
Your plug came out for your foregrip.
Oh yeah. Now for stage 3. Let's see.
Is it locked back?
There it is. Really easy stage.
God damn. Such a goofy ass.
I think he's bitching. What are you talking about?
All right, here we go.
The only thing to note is that you have to start and end on the static steel.
Stand by.
So timer goes off. Then I put 3 rounds into the steel and then just make my way through the star and through the poppers. And once I'm done, I just go back to the static and engage 3 more rounds to finish the stage. Now you could move, but there really wasn't any reason to. You could just engage all the targets from that one position.
Nice.
You may make ready, sir.
All right, here, take the
Stage 4. Stage 4 was pretty fun. Very simple. 1 static target, but you just had to engage it from 6 different points.
Yeah, it does. It's like the same tone.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Shooter's ready. Stand by.
First round doesn't chamber, so I got to rack it to chamber the first round. But fortunately, not too bad. I'm able to run to each position and finish this pretty quickly.
All right, unload so clear. All right, I see clear. Here's your flag.
Not the worst thing I've done with a drum mag, but...
Are you ready?
Stage 5
Stand by.
and the final stage of the match. I rack around. Stage 5 basically has 3 sections, and the simplest way to explain it is you just engage everything in front of you and finish with the static steel from each position, and you just move on to the next position once you've engaged it. And that is it. That is the end of the Halloween shotgun and PPC match at Pima Pistol Club.